Look, that's the eldest Miss Z getting married today. And not a single person from the loyal Marquis residence came out to greet her. Yeah, I heard she was kidnapped by mountain bandits. They won't acknowledge her unless she marries in. Just because she was kidnapped doesn't mean the marriage won't happen. It's pouring rain today. She definitely won't arrive on time. The bride is so lovely. No, send her back the way she came. Our Marquis already said. He doesn't recognize this marriage. Miss, they're holding tightly onto the box in my arms. In my past life, I returned to my family shamefully carrying my dowry. Lost all face in the capital. For the sake of reputation, Z family blamed me for disgracing our name. Told me to hang myself with the white silk. In the end, my mother and uncle pleaded for me. They made me lower myself to become a concubine. He stood up for me. Rushed back from the border. My mother got so upset that she passed away too. Shumei deliberately made things difficult. I couldn't bear it. When I rushed out, I hurt the child she was carrying. It was only then that I realized. My husband Songzun had already privately promised to spend his life with Shumei. And they even had a child. Rules, what nonsense. In my past life, I followed the rules. But what about those people? Did any of them actually follow the rules? I'm definitely entering the Marquis residence this time. I won't rest until I avenge this blood feud. What a Marquis residence. Letting these useless servants block the door. Well, you can't blame us. That's what the madam wanted. The madam said, "Your miss was kidnapped for 2 hours by bandits. Her purity must be gone. Our Marquis residence won't marry damaged goods. Go back the way you came. If you have grievances, take them to the emperor. Miss is delayed by the rain. Everyone here for the wedding can testify. How dare you slander with your mouth MPH. If you're truly pure, then go back to the Z family and wait for inspection. Once it's clear, you can come back to be the heir's wife." The madam wants the bride inspected after being sent back. Afraid she come in again after being proven clean. No matter the result, her reputation will be ruined. I really was inspected in my past life. That time I was brought in smoothly. But it was as a concubine. And my husband Song Zun never touched me his whole life. So the inspection was pointless. The madam asking me to leave the way I came isn't impossible. This marriage was arranged by the emperor. Blocking my entrance is defying the imperial order. If the Marquis residence truly won't marry me, then kneel all the way to the palace gate now to plead for imperial permission. So neither household loses reputation. Thank you, miss. No need to disturb His Majesty over such trivial matters. I'll go report to the main residence now. No need, I know this place well. I'll go in myself. I've knelt on this road countless times in my past life. The most humiliating moment was begging Songzun to save my uncle. My forehead was covered in blood from bowing, but all I got in return was one sentence. From now on, you're allowed to worship your uncle. Songzu, you owe me, and I'll make you repay each debt. Mother. Who knows where Ziyu Jin's body ended up? If this marriage isn't cancelled, how can Zun'er live with himself in the future? I can't marry someone who was touched by another man on her wedding night. You don't want our grandson being mocked as someone who picked up used goods, do you? I heard Miss Z's servants are all accounted for. But our wedding party ran off faster than rabbits. Now you're concerned about reputation and blaming it all on Miss Z. If this ends up before the emperor, who gets shamed is anyone's guess. This marriage was arranged by His Majesty. Even if the rain delayed things, she should be welcomed properly. And you kept her outside the door. Are you trying to tell everyone you're defying the imperial order? When will you stop these petty tricks? When will you ever change? If grandmother doesn't want to defy the emperor, there's a way. When the marriage was arranged, grandson felt she was weak and boring. Anyway, the emperor just wanted the two families joined. Any of his sisters are prettier than her. Swap in anyone and it'd still be a Z family girl. She could be made a concubine like this, and that would save the Marquis residence's reputation. Old madam, that Z girl barged in. Ziyu Jin of the Z family greets the old lady. Quite a good-looking one. You know you don't deserve us, at least. Go back and reflect on your mistakes. Wait until the scandal blows over. Maybe then I'll let you be a concubine. At least you'll have a place to eat and sleep. I left with the wedding procession. Ran into heavy rain. Missed the auspicious hour. But I sheltered the party in a temple to avoid the rain. Kept the wedding party's reputation intact. And saved Marquis Residence's reputation. Avoided the rain? Clearly, you were kidnapped by bandits. Ruined your purity. Young Marquis wasn't even present. How do you know I was kidnapped by bandits? Isn't it obvious? Everyone in the capital knows there are bandits on that mountain road. You disappeared for 2 hours. You weren't reading or sewing with bandits, were you? There really were bandits on the road. Luckily, Miss thought rain was coming, and had us hide early in the temple. Just took a detour. Even if I met bandits, I'm a weak woman who got caught. That's the villain's crime. How am I at fault? If the young Marquis was attacked outside, should he reflect on eating too much and dressing too nulliously? Or is standing out too much? Of course the Z family will gladly lie for you. If this keeps dragging on, you won't even qualify to be a concubine. I think the young Marquis misunderstands. I'm not here to marry you. Not marrying Song Zun? Then why are you wearing a red bridal gown? Just as young Marquis said, the emperor's marriage order only mentions the Z and Song families, joining by marriage. To me, that means the eldest daughter marries the eldest son. I heard Lord Song was injured on the battlefield, hard for him to get around. So I came by myself. Lord Song, I'm here to marry you, Z Miss. I'm sorry about the gift box. Someone from the palace has arrived. Chief Steward Wang is here. Here to witness the ceremony for His Majesty. Arrived a step too late, asking about the wedding's progress, so he can report back at the palace. After one incense stick, is the last auspicious moment today? We've delayed for so long. Start the wedding ceremony immediately. All disputes will be handled afterwards. Miss, why put yourself through this? Lord Song is disabled. He'll never stand again. You're still so young. You have to call him husband now. If your mother and uncle knew how you suffered, their hearts would be broken. The groom's reputation is no better than Song Zun's. He was a terror on the battlefield, and now he's notorious for violence in the capital. Anyone who dared offend him never saw another day. I've heard he even skins people and feeds them to the dogs. You know that's what happens to his enemies. He fell from the clouds to the mud, lost his noble title. If he isn't ruthless, how could he survive in the Marquis residence? He'll only grow more cruel in the future. Miss, why would you marry Lord Song? What are you hoping for? I didn't choose Songji blindly just to avoid Song Zun. This brocade box in my hand. Years ago, on the way to the temple to offer incense, I happened to see Songji fall into the water. I jumped in and saved him. Physical contact between men and women is improper, so I refused to leave my name. Songji gave me this jade pendant, inside this brocade box, saying that if I ever found him, he would grant me one request. Miss, you saved the first young master? I also know This man isn't actually some sickly invalid confined to the inner chambers. He is the future leader of the rebels who will massacre thousands. Violent by nature, and cold-blooded even to his own family. A rarity in history books, someone about whom there is no dispute, a notorious tyrant. On the day he ascended the throne, he slaughtered every member of the Marquis's household. I happened to be locked in the woodshed by Song Zun dying. Before I died, I saw him raise his blade and let it fall, taking Song Zun's life with his own hands. Those who bullied him before, and those who framed him, were all thrown into a mass grave. Miss, then why would you still marry him? I fear his cruelty. But I also know that supreme power is a precious thing. If I can win him over early, I can achieve everything I want with half the effort. But how could you possibly win him over? The first young master doesn't look like an easy man to talk to. The only way to truly secure a man is to have his child. I've lived for decades. I stopped caring about those things long ago. But thinking of my new husband's crippled legs, I am a bit worried. I don't know the exact extent of the injury to his legs. Is he still potent? I'll have to find a doctor to ask clearly another day. But he still has 8 concubines in his courtyard. What's the deal with that? I heard he spends every day in the back courtyard, with nightly revelry. His legs are already in that state, yet he's still so reckless and absurd. Can his health hold up? By the time it's your turn, he'll probably be completely drained. If you can't have a child then, your life will be even harder. Who says I don't care at all? Miss, it's a good thing he has concubines. A good thing? It proves he's potent. At most, he's just a bit weak. A bit weak? Miss, how can you say that so casually? I only want to have a child. It's simple. If he's lacking, we'll just give him supplements. She. So, this is how you're using the jade pendant I gave you. I've always hated being threatened more than anything in my life. A woman discarded by Song Zun actually dares to use this to threaten me into marriage? I didn't choose you blindly just to avoid Song Zun, the brocade box in my hand. Years ago, on the way to the temple to offer incense, we met by chance. You fell into the water, and I jumped in to save you. Physical contact between men and women is improper, so I refused to leave my name. You gave me this jade pendant, inside this brocade box, saying that if I ever found you, you would grant me one request. I also know you aren't actually some sickly invalid confined to the inner chambers. You are the future leader of the rebels who will massacre thousands. Violent by nature, and cold-blooded even to your own family. A rarity in history books, someone about whom there is no dispute, a notorious tyrant. On the day you ascend the throne, you'll slaughter the entire Marquis's household. I happened to be locked in the woodshed by Song Zun, dying. Before I died, I saw you raise your blade and let it fall, taking Song Zun's life with your own hands. Those who bullied you before, and those who framed you, were all thrown into a mass grave. Who exactly are you? I fear your cruelty. But I also know that supreme power is a precious thing. If I can win you over early, I can achieve everything I want with half the effort. Win me over, just with you. The only way to truly secure a man is to have his child. You certainly aren't afraid of death. I've lived for decades. I stopped caring about those things long ago. But thinking of my new husband's crippled legs, I am a bit worried. I don't know the exact extent of the injury to your legs. Are you still potent? Zug, do you have any idea what you're saying? I know I'm telling the truth. When you were about to drown in the water back then, that's not what you said. What did you say? You said I ruined your reputation, and that I absolutely must marry you. Miss Z has a good memory. But I remember the two of us came ashore quite properly that day. Only our clothes were a bit wet. Is that so? Then the old scars on Brother Song's body. The wound on the left shoulder, the blade scar on the right ribs, and the whip mark on the lower back. Who told me about those? You're an unmarried lady of a noble house. How could you know the old scars on my body like the back of your hand? What do you think, Brother Song? Having crawled back from a pile of corpses in my previous life, I witnessed my mother and my uncle's entire family dying right before my eyes. For their sake, I must hold on to this great tree that is Songji. Only by surviving well will I have the chance to protect him. Zug. Who on earth are you? Zi Yujin was once famous throughout the capital. She was the undisputed #1 beauty, with a figure like a slender willow, fragile and graceful. It's just that you strictly followed etiquette and rarely showed your face in public. So your beauty was almost a legend. Few have ever glimpsed your face. Seeing you now, I realize the rumors don't do justice to the reality before me. Husband. You want to marry me so badly. Is it really just for the sake of that worthless reputation? What else did you touch that day? Do you know what happened to the lost person? Who talked nonsense? I've long heard that behind Songji's evil reputation, there's a saying, whoever talks too much will have their tongue ripped out to be cooked and fed to others. It would be a lie to say I'm not afraid. What I said earlier was all nonsense. I barely had time to run away. How could I dare to even touch him? A young, vigorous stranger. About the old injury you mentioned just now, but the rules of the Marquis mansion state that only after lifting the bridal veil are we officially married. Since I chose to marry Songji, I won't allow a single mistake. The consummation can wait, but he must lift the veil. Who told you that? These are things the old madam privately told me after the wedding. Partly yes, partly no, husband. Send someone to ask at the front yard and you'll know. Of course, only you and I know about the drowning incident. I just feared you wouldn't want to be my husband. Then I might as well go home. Either way, my reputation is ruined. What I said is partly true, partly false. My grievances are also half real, half fake. The old madam only mentioned your old injury and told him to take extra care. As for the birthmark on the lower abdomen, someone from my past life told me about it. In my past life, I'm here by order of the Marchioness to perform a chastity check on the lady. The Marchioness said, after what happened with the bandits, rumors are rampant. Now so many people are watching the Marquis mansion. If we don't give an explanation, it might not look good for the young master, the lady, and the Marquis family's reputation. That's why we specially brought the seal and invited a mammy from the palace in charge to verify the lady's chastity. We ask for your cooperation, my lady. They can't even wait until tomorrow morning. They want to check me right away.
Hey.
This is all for your own good, my lady, even if you are purely innocent. If Songji is impotent, or he never lays a hand on me, now they're one as husband and wife. Honor and disgrace are shared. If one is damaged, both are. Either way, it sounds bad. You can't come in. No one is allowed in. Is your miss really still pure? We're not the ones to say. If she's truly innocent, verification doesn't hurt. The Marchioness is just worried about the gossip outside, which could affect the young master and the Marquis family. And since the palace sent someone, that means His Majesty also cares about this matter. Our young master is someone who served the country. How could he suffer such humiliation? That's right, hiding only raises suspicion. It'll only make people think you're hiding something. If you were really defiled by the bandits and are pregnant, it would be blamed on the young master, and the bloodline would be a mess. How would we answer to the ancestors of the loyal Marquis Manor? He's part of the Marquis family, but that's still not allowed. Since you came with the dowry from the Z family, you're now part of the Marquis household. Now you won't even listen to my lady. What will you do in the future? Rebel against the heavens? Someone, take her away. Even if those two mammies turn to ashes, I still remember. Do you know them? The leading mammy at the Marchioness's side is named Zhang, and the one from the palace is named Yun. In my past life, these two were the ones who checked me. And what happened? Though I was innocent, what they said could be taken either way. They said I wasn't defiled, but I had bruises on my lower back and neck, as if I'd been grabbed by a man. Let go of me, let go. Let you go. Let go of my miss. The Marchioness is cousins with Imperial Consort Qi in the palace. Mammy Yun is Consort Qi's person, and Mammy Zhang was completely bribed by Ziyuju. They kept me restrained until I couldn't speak. In this life, I've already remarried you. The Marchioness really couldn't wait. On our wedding night, they ruined me, and then put the blame on you, making you unable to lift your head for life. Truly a double blow with one arrow. Miss. Husband, forgive me for handling things simply. My wife. I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you this time. It's fine. I'll do it myself. No need. Everyone in the capital knows you're crippled. Now the Marchioness pretends to be a good stepmother, doing everything she can to arrange help and medicine for you, crying to everyone about her poor eldest son. Everyone praises the Marchioness as kind and virtuous, treating me even better than her own son. It took me a lifetime to realize how fake goodness is. It's all just for show. The medicine given to Songji was poisoned. After drinking, not only did his leg not heal, He slowly lost his mind, went mad, and eventually died a painful death. The ones assigned to Songji were all their people, outwardly respectful, but always making trouble in secret. They know Songji can't stand the cold. His legs hurt, especially in winter. The coal they sent looked good, but all had water poured on it. The winter clothes looked thick, but were actually stuffed with reeds. Since I arrived, I started fixing things from the beginning. Not a single one will happen again. Good wife. Other than the beginning, you haven't looked at me once this whole time. Not even when you were setting up the scene. It's as if I'm just a tool. Nice move. So didn't the mammy just say something about a chastity check? There's already a blood-stained handkerchief. So what's the point of the test? Madam, please let me check your body, so I can report back properly. What if the blood on the silk handkerchief is from something else? The matters between my husband and me in our own room. Who are we supposed to report to? How do we even report something like that? Is it my mother-in-law or His Majesty who wants to know? Madam, His Majesty is busy with state affairs all day. I doubt he cares about what goes on in a subject's house, especially the bedroom affairs of a young couple. So it's my mother-in-law then? Her son is already this old. It's enough to care about what he eats and drinks, but why meddle in the bedroom too? Unless she has some secret obsession she's embarrassed about? Madam, I am only carrying out orders. Your hesitation makes you look suspicious. It really makes people think you have something to hide. My lady, the Marquis's wife, is concerned about the young master's health, and also fears his reputation will suffer. If you have nothing to hide, madam, just let me have a look and set everyone's mind at ease, so they can stop worrying. Look at what? I'm not afraid to perform if you insist, but there better be actual evidence. Otherwise, my being stopped as a bride from the Z family and forced to undergo a virginity test on my wedding night, what does that make of me? If you want to test me, get the Marquis's wife here. Also invite the Z family. Bring out the imperial edict bestowing this marriage. Let's have this all done in front of everyone. We'll clarify each and every issue thoroughly. You're just following orders, that's fine. But whose orders exactly? And what exactly are you trying to do? Everything must stand up to public scrutiny. If Nanny can't make decisions, then go get someone who can. What kind of proof do you need, madam? The rumors outside are already the biggest proof. Since my mother-in-law wants to see, and the palace sent people too, then let the noble from the palace bear witness. I'll send my maid home and ask my father and mother to come. Then go to my uncle's house and bring my uncle and aunt. Both my husband and I will be examined, and everyone can be a witness. Let's make things clear. If there are any injuries on me, you're justified in being dissatisfied with me, and I had it coming. But if neither of us are harmed, and you still make things difficult for a new daughter-in-law, then it must be because my mother-in-law doesn't like me. Coincidentally, I can request an imperial decree of divorce from the palace, and have my uncle, father, and mother take me home. Let's settle it once and for all. So I don't have to go through this drama even when I have children. What do you think? Nanny Zhang, have you made up your mind? Should I send for people? Or are you going to report back yourself? Nanny, you can tell mother. It's getting late and she doesn't need to worry. Madam, I'm just following orders too. Madam, you must be joking. You and the young master have a marriage conferred by the emperor. The palace is still sending congratulations, so why would anyone be dissatisfied? I'm only here on orders from the palace to take a look at the young master's new wife. Having seen Madam's stunning looks and her keen wit and thorough conduct, I can rest assured now. I'll go report back now. But how come the young master is nowhere to be seen? At the very least, I should verify that the young master returned safely and report to the Marquis's wife. Sorry for making you laugh, Nanny. Everything wasn't resolved just now. And yet you tried to barge in. My husband just has a bit of a bad temper. Get out. I'll take my leave now. Miss, you really scared me just now. It's all right, you may step back. All those things you mentioned about inviting your father, mother, uncle, and aunt, even the palace and nobility, did you really mean it? Half true, half not. If they really dare make a fuss, I'll go all out and do it for real. Did you check carefully? She's truly a virgin. Replying to Madame, from what I saw, the new Madame looked coy, with red marks left by the young master. She definitely appeared favored. What about Songji? The young master stayed inside the whole time. But from what I could see, he wasn't fully dressed either. Originally, this marriage was meant for Zunner. At that time, Zunner didn't want it, so Songji got lucky. Now look, this marriage was decreed by the emperor, and Songji has military merits too. Once the Z family and Songji join forces, will Songzun be able to keep that noble title? Are you sure you saw everything clearly? Yes, madam. I saw everything with my own eyes. There was definitely blood on the round handkerchief. I wouldn't dare deceive you, madam. Even if we set aside the handkerchief, my lady's glowing face shows she was favored. Anyone can tell. She definitely was. He even mentioned children. It was the new madam who said if you really want to check, it's better to wait until she gets pregnant. She also threw all the sarcasm you said right back at you. She didn't miss a thing. She wasn't wrong. The Marquis's wife wasn't born high status either. Back then, they did what they had to do. The Marquis refused to remarry. The young master was severely wounded. There was no one else around. So she ended up as the second wife. Just that some people get used to being in power and forget who they used to be. That's true. Those words may sound offensive to others. But for the Marquis's wife, they hit the sore spot. Isn't that so? She's been arrogant enough these years. It's about time someone put a stop to her. Look how flustered she is. Jir just married the Z family's daughter, and she's already acting like a frightened bird, afraid they'll become powerful and steal Songzun's title. She even brought in the palace's people. The Marquis's house really is from humble origins. Now that the household's in their hands, it might truly fall into decline. She thinks nobody else sees what she's done, but I'm well aware. It's just that with Jer in his current state, and without any children, I'm getting old and can't hold things together anymore. All I can do is cover some things up for him. But now, at last, there's someone who can support him. If they have a few more children, I can finally answer to his mother. Madam is a sharp old servant. She doesn't seem soft at all. Well, that's good. I've never seen the young master so obedient before.
He must truly like the madam.
Old madam, you can rest easy and pamper the madam more. In the future, their marriage will be harmonious. Old madam, you should make more plans for their children. The Marquis's residence still doesn't have a next generation yet. If Songji gives me a great-grandchild, that child would be the legitimate son of the main branch in the Marquis's residence. He could inherit the title. At least now there's hope. Old madam, please slow down. Go get all the nourishing medicines from my room. Send them all to Eugene. Yes, yes. And their food as well. Assign someone to keep watch. Not a single mistake can be allowed. I'll make note of it. It's been some time since I visited the palace. Help me send a greeting card to the palace. Yes, I'll take care of it first thing tomorrow morning. Even if they're protected. If Songji and Zi Yujin have a child, the seat will still have to go back to the next generation. By then, what will he have left? The meals I asked you to deliver earlier. Is Songji still eating them? Yes, our people are secretly watching. They're always finished each time. Then add another ingredient to the medicine. They can't have children, right? All right. There's also an illegitimate daughter in the Zi family named Ziyu Yan. Don't even need someone to stir up trouble behind the scenes. Miss my madam, how do you even have time to fiddle with this? The young master went to Madame Feng yesterday, and today he went to Madame Wang. You could hear laughter from far away. It's just 3 days after your wedding. You haven't even visited your family yet. He's already eager to see his concubines. If word gets out? So what if word gets out? If word gets out, where will your reputation go? People in the capital will mock you relentlessly. Him going is actually perfect. I get some peace and quiet. It's easier for me to do things. I've been thinking about it being exposed these days. Let it get out so I can point it out quickly. What could happen if it's exposed? So many things got out before, yet nothing happened. Miss, why aren't you worried at all? I'm actually feeling quite troubled. In my previous life, Songji was always pure and restrained. I only realized it much later. Those 8 concubines were just for show. Later, Songji came back and killed many people. But he made sure the 8 concubines were well taken care of. Even with beauties in his arms, he was unmoved. Maybe he's just unable. But tomorrow you're visiting your family. If the young master doesn't go with you, second miss will probably be snide again. Just makes the madam needlessly upset. Now that I think about it. Didn't old madam send a lot of medicinal herbs yesterday? Yes, 2 full boxes. I stored them in the side room. Cook that whole pot and send it to them. To whom? The young master won't drink it. Just give it to the concubines. Tell them it's my reward. All right, I'll take care of this for you. Take care of it. I've heard old madam usually stays closed up in the prayer room. Rarely comes out. But everything she sends you is excellent. I even noticed several items from the palace. She must be very pleased with you. With old madam supporting you, once the young master recovers, and you two have a son, your days will be much easier. Miss, what's wrong? In my previous life, old Madam Song didn't particularly like me. But she didn't like Ziyu Yan either. Miss, old Madam died not long before me. Songji soon left home afterwards. We barely had any real interaction, let alone any care. But this time, why is old Madam so at ease with you, miss? Yes, what happened this time? I married Songji, and everything changed. I vaguely feel like I've figured something out, but I'm not certain. Chandao, take the pastries made this morning and deliver them to old Madam. Yes, I'll tell old Madam. Advise her to eat less bamboo shoots and more steamed bread, and some of the green vegetables we grew ourselves. Old Madam loves bamboo shoots. They are rare. Every year we buy them from Chuanzhou. Sometimes they're even tribute from the palace. Mostly, they'll be sent to old Madam. Why are you suddenly saying not to eat them? In my previous life, old Madam ate too many bamboo fungi and died from asphyxiation.
Yes.
Why isn't the young master here yet? Let's stop waiting. Some things are actually better for me to do alone. Jinner, you've been wronged. In my previous life, because I misjudged people, my brother's body was never found. Mother also died from heartbreak. Now, seeing Mother standing healthy before me, Mom, Jinner isn't wronged. My husband treats me well. With him here, no one in the Marquis's residence dares to bully me. At least for now. On my wedding night, I insulted my mother-in-law. Sighed she had a notorious special affection for her son. The rumor has already spread widely. Your father claims to be sick and hides in his room, refusing to come out. He says you've embarrassed yourself. It's fine. I came back just to see Mom. It's only been 3 days since sister's wedding. Why did she come back alone? Where's brother-in-law? Is he ashamed of sister? And refuses to even accompany her for the visit. Are you done talking, little sister? If you are, then have some tea. Tea goes bad when it gets cold. Oh, my sister really has been wronged. But you are the legitimate daughter of the Z family. Even if bandits kidnapped you, you shouldn't let yourself be so wronged. To settle for a cripple. Sister, you're not saying anything. Did I hit the mark? Brother-in-law truly despises you. Sister, you're the dignified eldest legitimate daughter, yet married someone who can't walk, and came back alone for the family visit. If word gets out, you hit me. You're telling blatant lies. An illegitimate daughter spreading rumors and ruining my reputation. Shouldn't you be punished? The illegitimate daughter Ziyu Jin never used to talk like this. He never mentioned the difference between legitimate and illegitimate children. Brothers and sisters are all the same. But the person in front of me is no longer the same. In my previous life, they ruined me for a lifetime. They destroyed my uncle's whole family. My family's enemies are right here before me. The tragic state in which my brother and uncle died flashed through my mind like a carousel. They swirl in my head over and over. Dying once isn't enough. This life, I'll make sure they get none of what they desire. Even if they get it, they won't be able to hold on to it. I want them to suffer even worse than death. Mother, let's go inside to talk. Stop. You're a woman whose reputation is ruined. What gives you the right to hit my daughter? If Aunt isn't convinced, she can go talk to Father about it. And it would be perfect to ask Father, how should an illegitimate girl spreading rumors and slander be punished according to family rules? The eldest miss marrying into a marquis's household really is different. She comes home shouting about beating and killing. People who don't know better might think you married the marquis as the lady of the marquis. But in the end, you married a cripple, a disabled man, saying Yana is talking nonsense. If you hadn't lost your virtue to mountain bandits, why would the marquis refuse to marry you, huh? In my previous life, they hired mountain bandits. Hijacking the bridal sedan was only the beginning. They utterly destroyed my reputation. All because Ziyu Yan was pregnant with Song Zun's child at the time. They felt justified to wreak havoc in someone else's life. Now their plan has fallen apart. Of course, they're unsettled. But my real show is only just beginning. Jinna, don't stoop to their level. Let's go inside. Mother is right. Just one slap caused so much damage. Luckily, I brought a physician. He can check my sister's pulse. Whatever she lacks, I'll make up for it from the Marquis's family. She wouldn't dare let the physician check her pulse. If he finds out she's pregnant, her reputation will be ruined. Let alone marry into the Marquis's family. I couldn't have anything wrong with me. Even if my sister married out, she's still the eldest legitimate daughter. So it's natural for her to discipline me. Is that so? Why do I feel An is still full of resentment? Speaking nonsense. Are you going to join her in being slapped? Of course not. I'm just a servant. If I speak, she has no choice but to listen. Sister, what are you saying? My mother just cares about me. She got a bit carried away with her words. Also, what exactly happened with those mountain bandits? Sister, suddenly marrying into that family. You don't look too well, sister? You should rest first. Young master of the Song family. This really makes us wonder. What's there to wonder about? Song Zun may be the Marquis's biological mother, but she was just a concubine. How could she compare with my husband in terms of status? Before coming back, I specially made bird's nest soup for everyone to try. Please, have some. I got up early to stew it for 2 hours. Sister, you really went all out. Mother, my stomach hurts. What's going on?
Hurts.
It hurts so much. It was you. You put something in the bird's nest soup. You're trying to harm my Yana. How could I? I just added a little safflower. It's really good for women's health. Why would my sister feel unwell? Let the physician come and check her. This really is a good supplement. But for pregnant women, the effects can vary greatly. If too much is used, it could cause miscarriage. But judging from Ziyu Yan's current state, her stomach hurts, but she hasn't started bleeding. Clearly, it wasn't that large a dose. Even so, she need to rest in bed for quite a while. Something this beneficial. How could it hurt the body? I must have eaten something wrong yesterday. I just need to lie down to feel better. No need to trouble, sister. Is it that you don't want to trouble me? Or are you trying to use this incident to frame me? Since I walked in, you all just parroted rumors, slandered me, saying I was defiled by thieves. Now you say there's something in the bird's nest soup. Is my sister truly unwell? But not because she ate the wrong thing, rather because she's affected by safflower. So what problem came up? I'm worried about sister, so the rumors shook my nerves. I beg sister's forgiveness. My mother and I previously played tricks on father. Made him so angry he doesn't want to see this daughter of his. Now seeing Ziyu Jin come home, he scolds and punishes me. Maybe he's angry enough to throw me out outright. Father always loved me. Why didn't he listen to my explanation at all in the previous life? Instead, he hurried to marry off Ziyu Yan. So this child was something father knew about, even after decades passed in my last life. Thinking how my loving father let all this happen, watching me enter a dead end, and finally becoming the murderer that ruined me, Jin. What's going on? Father, I'm fine. It's only right for sister to discipline me. Who told me to worry he might get into trouble? I said the wrong thing. You embarrassed yourself so badly out there. And when you came home, you hit, scolded, and punished me again. What exactly are you trying to do? Did you get upset outside and come home to take it out on someone? Turns out the father I always admired is just like this. If I followed my old temperament, I would insist on arguing what's right and wrong. And in the end, father would still compromise. After all, my reputation is still intact. My contribution to the Z family is much greater than that of Zi Yuyan, just a concubine's daughter. What father said is right. I embarrassed myself outside, so I shouldn't make a scene when I get home. But I want to ask father one thing. The rumors outside. How much do you believe, father? Father, on my wedding day, I avoided encountering bandits simply by taking shelter from the rain. But that Marquis house insists on smearing my name and ruining the reputation of the whole Z family. It's whatever if others do this. But why aren't you supporting me? They don't know right from wrong. As long as you explain things clearly. Why treat your little sister like this? All this hitting, scolding, and punishing, who is it for? Father said the right thing. It was reckless of me. Sister also said her stomach hurts just now. Chantal, go call Dr. Wu right away. Have him check sister's pulse. Yes, miss. No need. I'm fine. I'm really fine. Sister, we're still siblings no matter what. Please don't stay angry with me. Letting the doctor examine you puts everyone's mind at ease. All right, let the doctor have a look. Better get checked for peace of mind. What if there's some lingering health issue? That would really be trouble. Z father doesn't know Z Yuyan is pregnant. But then, thinking it over, he starts to feel something's off. Father's change in attitude toward me. Is it really just because I lost my virtue? He didn't even give me a chance to defend myself. Isn't that too much? Dr. Wu, please check my sister's pulse right away. Don't let her illness upset father and mother. Dr. Wu, is there anything wrong with my sister's health? Young madam, second miss doesn't have any symptoms indicated by her pulse. She's expecting. What? Who's... What kind of quack is this? Yenner is still unmarried. How could she possibly be pregnant? That really shouldn't happen. Then use father's name to invite the imperial physician to examine her. That won't do. If this gets out of hand, the whole capital will be buzzing about it. Everyone, leave. What is actually going on? Speak up. Father, sister is pregnant out of wedlock. No matter how you look at it, it's terrible. How dare you do such a shameful thing? She must be dealt with by family law. Nonsense, she's already pregnant. And you still want to apply family rules to her. Are you trying to kill her? Because of outside rumors. Father wants me to take my own life for the Z family's reputation. But now Z Yuyan conceives a child in secret with someone. You can't even bear to use family law on her. Truly a great father. So father thinks this isn't even a big deal. Her secret pregnancy isn't considered a big deal. As for me just being slandered, father not defending me is one thing. He also thinks I'm a disgrace. This is really amusing. It's not just you embarrassing yourself. You drag the whole family down with you. Z Yujin, I think you're the one who should face family discipline. So this is how Z family can't tell right from wrong. Wasn't he not coming? How else would he know how loyal I am? The Marquis's lady in the Z household isn't even as respectable as a concubine's daughter. Originally, I didn't want to come. But after being stuck in the Marquis house for so long, it's rare to meet someone as lively as Z Yujin. Kind of curious. I want to see what this new daughter-in-law is like. What medicine is she selling in her gourd? Father-in-law is really impressive. I'm one with my wife. If my father-in-law wants to use family law, why not punish me as well? My legs are half disabled. I had outstanding military achievements before. My merits are remarkable. I even saved the emperor in action. I was appointed as high official at a young age. Even if I'm disabled now, I can't inherit the title. I no longer serve in court. But a mere Z family cannot touch me. Husband, please don't get upset. Father is just worried, that's all. Honestly, the concubine-born younger sister is acting disgracefully. She hasn't even married yet, but has already done such shameful things. If this matter gets out, I'm afraid the whole Z family will lose face. Just go back and pay your respects properly. You even brought a doctor along. Isn't embarrassing everyone bad enough? Why are you talking nonsense in front of outsiders? Father's expression. It's as if he wishes to kill me on the spot. Where is the slightest hint of his former affection? Father-daughter bond? It can't withstand anything in front of Ziyu Yan. Father, please calm your anger. I brought the doctor out of good intentions. My sister just said she had a stomachache. I was worried about her, so I invited the doctor to check her pulse. Who would have thought something like this would be discovered? If you think I acted wrongly, Father, then I'll just stop caring about my sister in the future. But the child in her belly, there still needs to be an explanation. Father-in-law, family matters are easy to discuss behind closed doors. But if it becomes public, Z family honor is a minor issue. The dignity of a royal marriage is the major one. What do you think, father-in-law? Why, if it's getting late, the homecoming ceremony is finished. Time to leave. In my previous life, I never understood until death. How could father change so suddenly? I even started to doubt my own origin, wondering if all those years growing up in the Z family were just a dream. But I also know mother would never betray father. I truly am a daughter of the Z family. Father will spread his wings to protect his child, just like uncle. He'll go all out to defend his children. But the one he protects isn't me. In my past life, when I watched Zi Yuan get executed by Song Ji, father's arms and legs were broken. He was covered in blood. But he still desperately crawled to Song Ji's feet, only begging him to spare Zi Yuan's life. In my past life, I humbled myself as a concubine, married Song Zhu. Not long after, the Z family rose to power backed by the loyal Marquis mansion. My older brother died. My mother passed away. Less than 100 days had gone by. This so-called good father immediately raised Aunt Zhang as the main wife. Husband, your legs are weak. So both my mother-in-law and the old matriarch specially instructed to bring a reliable doctor to look after you. Dr. Wu used to serve in the palace. I personally invited him before returning home this morning. Yet father sees it as a deliberate scheme. You say I embarrassed the family outside. Why not say my sister shouldn't do shameful things? Then she wouldn't fear the ghosts knocking. Why is Songji marrying Ziyu Jin and returning home with her? Wasn't her reputation supposed to be ruined by those bandits long ago? She should spend her whole life beneath me, forever a lowly, disgraced concubine. If I had known things could be turned around, I should have just let those bandits take Ziyu Jin's life. That would have saved me from being so humiliated today. The eldest sister is like a stranger now. Marriage really makes a difference. Even coming home, she stirs up a storm. Aren't you afraid father will be hurt? You're worrying too much, sister. Father's heart is already so biased, it can't be hurt anymore. Presumptuous. How dare a concubine-born girl speak out against the legitimate eldest sister? Mother was always gentle and accommodating. never competed with the lower concubines for father's favor, which led to Aunt Zhang's arrogance, taking Zi Yuyan, who stayed with her, letting her get away with whatever, thanks to father's favoritism. Why put on such airs in front of outsiders? Isn't today's embarrassment enough? Today's events must have amused our son-in-law. Clearly, I failed in raising my daughters and burdened our son-in-law. It's hard enough that he was willing to marry my disappointing daughter. But in the future, Yanner will also marry into the loyal Marquis mansion. The two sisters and your brothers will be united, and together bring glory to the loyal Marquis mansion. Father-in-law, who exactly are you talking to? The concubine-born Z daughters marrying my brother Song Zun. Not me. If you want to bring honor to your name, father-in-law, you should talk to Song Zun. From what you're saying, father, you must have known my sister was involved with someone else. Who is it? Could it be my husband? Wife, why are you looking at me? As your husband, I've always been upright. This man is indeed upright. Before marriage, he took 8 concubines. After marrying, he spent days sleeping around with the various concubines, making the whole loyal Marquis mansion laugh at me. If I hadn't known his temperament in my past life, I wouldn't have kept quiet and let him do as he pleased. Besides, I've been ordered to marry. This wedding was rushed and kept simple. It was just 1 month from the engagement to now. Song Zun, that good-for-nothing with no education. Even if he and Zi Yuan had been conspiring, he wouldn't dare openly defy the imperial decree, or spread rumors about wanting to marry someone else. So they came up with this disgusting scheme. They planned to use it as an excuse to get out of the engagement and switch marriages. That way, they could at least protect their reputation and gain a reputation for being forced to take a concubine. Father, do you say that's true or not? Father, are you out of your mind? No matter what, Song Zun is the future Marquis. He places the utmost importance on a woman's chastity. He'd defy the imperial edict for those 2 words alone. How could he marry someone? Does your Z family think my Marquis mansion has no standards? Someone who hasn't married and is already pregnant. Is she even worthy to marry into my house? If word of this gets out, what are you trying to do with my family's reputation? So careless about appearances, Z family. Even if you humbled yourself as a concubine, I'd still have to consider on behalf of my useless brother. You really have the nerve to make decisions for my father. Since ancient times, the eldest brother takes the role of the father. After the Marquis died in battle, everything in the loyal and brave Marquis mansion has been decided by me, Songji. If I hadn't gotten into an accident and lost the use of my legs, how could I have let someone else take the Marquis position so easily? Today is a great day my wife returns home. Father-in-law, it's better not to ruin things over something so trivial, so as not to dampen my wife's mood. The kitchen has already prepared the food and wine. Yujin, hurry up and show your husband around the mansion. I really do want to see where my wife grew up. I wonder if you'd be willing to show me around. If my husband asks, I dare not refuse. Your family home might as well not have come back at all. Thank you for helping me out today, husband. I didn't do it for you. Your father's words and actions today were just short of riding roughshod over my Marquis mansion. Although I no longer manage mansion affairs, I still care about my reputation. If the mansion loses face, I'd be utterly humiliated as well. As for my dear wife, even if I hadn't come today, I doubt the whole Z family would have had a good time either. How amusing, I even asked more about it. I should have known better than to expect anything nice from him. To hear a single kind word. Father, you must stand up for your daughter. The way I did things was all for the sake of our Z family. If I really have to marry as a concubine, I'd rather die here on the spot. There's a lotus pond up ahead. Though there isn't much to see at this time of year. There's a ginkgo tree by the pond I used to visit often as a child. Let's go take a look then. Yenar, I know you feel wronged, but you're already pregnant. No matter what, you must marry into the Marquis mansion. Once you're inside, whatever Song Zun does, it'll still be up to you. Father, you always said mother is the love of your life. But you know very well what kind of life she's had in this house. Didn't you see it for yourself? Do you really want your daughter to end up like mother did? Songji is just a cripple, so why is father so scared of him? I can't believe the Song family ever got to she having the final say. If I'd known this, I would have just left him in the hall, let him and the whole Z family stare at each other. Your legs. I was just worried you'd be put in a tough spot. So I specially asked someone to find medicine for you. But it only lasts 12 hours. The side effect is excruciating pain. I know he's hiding something from me. But if he doesn't want to talk, I won't ask. Still, why would he go this far for my sake? Or maybe he's got some plot. Can I really trust him? Miss, Madam, please come over. Husband, I'll be back in a moment. Miss, why did the eldest young master come so suddenly? Is he here to laugh at us? He's your lady's lawful husband. No, wait. He's come back to your house as a proper husband. Why would it be just to laugh at you? Anyway, how's that thing you were supposed to do? Don't worry. The second Mrs. Ness has already spread all over the house. It won't be long before everyone knows. Let's see how he dares bully our miss then.
Today,
Although Jiang Concubine and Ziyu Yan have been humiliated, at least things didn't get too out of hand. We're all family here behind these doors. I still need to give mother a heads up first. Well, Songji was a ruthless killer in his early years. We all saw what happened here today. Jinger is so gentle. If she really marries him, how will she ever have a happy life? No way. I'm writing to the eldest brother.
he must go to the Marquis mansion at once to break off this marriage.
Mother. It's not as bad as you say. He only gave father a hard time because he wanted to protect me. We really shouldn't burn the bridge after crossing it. Mother, I'm actually doing just fine. This marriage absolutely can't be broken off. Without Songji, how would I deal with Song Zun and his mother? With just the Z family name and my brother's military merits, we might never be able to measure up even in this lifetime. Moreover, I don't want to drag our family into trouble because of me. Jinger, even if he did it to protect you, isn't it still just to save his own reputation too? Besides, both his legs are crippled now. He's no longer a swordsman. How can he stand up for you in the Marquis mansion? This is about your lifelong happiness. You can't be careless. In my opinion, you should call this marriage off. Mother, listen to me. Mother, listen to me. Marrying Songji is the best match your daughter can get for herself right now. Jinger, besides, eldest brother is far away at the border. There's war and chaos over there, blood flowing everywhere. People die every day. The emperor decreed this marriage at this time, insisted on it against all opposition just to marry me into the loyal and brave Marquis mansion. And that's only so that elder brother could build his prestige with the border army. I have no say in my own marriage, nor do I expect the Song family's young master to do anything for me. But only if my brother gets the support of the Marquis mansion can he truly go forward with no worries. Mother, don't you want our eldest brother to return to the capital soon? The army led by Fengzhi back in the day was split up everywhere after his legs were injured. He has connections in all 4 border armies, and the one stationed in the north is the largest. But Song Zun in the loyal and brave Marquis mansion has achieved nothing, let alone lead troops. At least he's faster at running away, but ends up scared out of his wits. The general's mansion is guarding the southwest, too busy to help elsewhere. My eldest brother was urgently put in charge, rushed to the northern border just this spring, Jinger. You, eldest young master, so you're doing all this for your brother. Why are you here? If you want to keep the northern territory safe,
Taking control of the northern garrison is the only option.
otherwise, why would the emperor suddenly bring up a marriage that's been delayed for 3 years at such a crucial moment? All this time, the emperor kept postponing the marriage between the 2 families, using Song Ji's injuries as an excuse, and put off the wedding, even a while ago. In the capital, there were even rumors that the marriage between the Zi and Song families was in crisis. It's a shame I never saw through this simple situation. No matter how hard I tried in my previous life, I just obsessed over petty backyard matters all day, letting those people treat me like dirt. Now, just thinking about it makes me so angry I could spit blood. Mother, now my own marriage is settled too. Even though Songji's leg is injured, the doctor hasn't said he'll never stand up again in his life. As long as he follows treatment carefully and is well cared for, there will always be a day when we see the light at the end of the tunnel. You always have your reasons. This time you endured so much for your older brother. Bring him back to the capital. I'll make sure he prepares a generous gift to thank you, his little sister, properly, and show those people at the Marquis's mansion that you do have your family to back you up. As for your father, we mother and daughter can't count on him. He's long been bewitched by that other woman and her daughter. If it hadn't been for Ziyu Yan's secret being exposed today, he probably wouldn't have come to see you at all. If Songji turns out to be like your father, just another scoundrel who loves his concubine and neglects his wife, then you should divorce him as soon as possible. Even if you stay single your whole life, your mother and uncle can still support you. It never needed to turn into a divorce. They blocked my way at the door and only let me in after I paid silver, but didn't ask to check my body. Though he's a military man, he knows how to respect women and never forced me to do anything against my will. Later, it was those evil servants at the Marquis's mansion who really went too far. Songji fought countless battles just to protect the Marquis's family. But that lower-class Chen Yao, who earned some property by being a concubine, had the nerve to make things hard for you. As a legitimate daughter of a noble family, does she really think our general's mansion is easy to bully? Mother, calm down. If Songji hadn't agreed that day, I might really have gone home with you. You saw what happened today, Mother. Given the situation, Father might really give me a white silk cord, hoping I'd hang myself at home to preserve my reputation. It was my debt to him. So don't blame him, Mother. Zi Yujin is indeed good at putting on an act. If I hadn't seen how aggressive he was that day, pressing me with every word, I might have actually believed his lies. Let's not talk about me, Mother. Right now, the most important thing is Ziyu Yan. After today, the whole capital will know about her being pregnant before marriage. By then, it will definitely affect the Zi family's reputation. Your days in the household will only get harder. I was worried about it before, thinking about ways to have you hide at the family for a while. What's there to worry about? Your father doesn't care about the Zi family's reputation. He only wants to climb up the ranks. So, as his wife, I have to go along with him, don't I? Jinner, you're growing up. And more mature too. I know you have your own ambitions. Don't worry about me. Just do what you want. Even if the Z family loses its century-old legacy, our general's mansion will always protect you. Don't worry, Mother. No matter what, I'll make sure you, Uncle, and Big Brother are all safe. Not only will I protect the ones I love most, but I will also make sure those people from my previous life, who pushed us all step by step to the brink, suffer a fate worse than death. Only blood for blood redeems a blood feud. My lady thought that coming home today, mother-in-law would have trouble letting you go. That really made us nervous. Husband, you're teasing me again. If you do that again, I won't let you get away with it. Who can't be annoying when they want to be? What are you doing? How dare you block my lady's carriage? This is insubordination. Step aside immediately. Aunt, what is the meaning of this? Isn't it all because of what you did? The Marquis's family reputation is nearly ruined by you, and you still dare question your aunt in public. Aunt, you're making baseless accusations. Every time you say I shamed the family, why don't you tell everyone exactly how I embarrassed the Marquis's household today? In my past life, if Shan Yao hadn't turned a blind eye repeatedly, not caring about human life, how else could I have been tormented to death in that backyard? He knew his son had an affair, but still delayed the marriage, never caring for people's lives, constantly testing my feelings, always trying to use me, standing by as he sank deeper and deeper. Madam, you... You made such a huge scene on your wedding day, then brought a doctor to expose your half-sister on your return. Do you think everyone outside is blind and deaf? The face of the Marquis's family is lost little by people like you. Mother-in-law, you certainly keep up with the news. Even if I exposed my illegitimate sister, what does it have to do with the Marquis's family? Stop pretending here. If you are smart, come down and talk to me yourself. If not, are you really going to stop me here on the street, Mother? If word gets out that the Marchioness's carriage was held up, who'll be the one embarrassed then? You should just go back now, Mother. You shut me out on my wedding day, left me utterly humiliated, with a fate worse than death. I almost forgot. This Marchioness is the true cause of all these tragedies. If mother-in-law can't show proof today, we won't go into the mansion. My husband's leg is injured, and just coming out today has worn him out. I really want to know how exactly we have offended you, mother-in-law. Visiting home on the third day is a tradition, so why can't we even enter our own home? Just going out together? Wasn't that Miss Z violated by bandits? How can she marry General Song? Don't talk nonsense. This situation doesn't look right. Looks like the Marchioness is set on making trouble. If Miss Z isn't pure, how could General Song possibly marry her? Stop slandering people. If you have anything to say, come inside. Aunt, all the folks outside are listening. If you don't give an explanation, the whole capital will know by tomorrow that even the Marquis's trusted people can't enter his home. Mother, I may not care about the Marquis's family anymore, but no one has the right to stop my wife at the door. All right. Lady Z Eugen truly feels sorry for what you've been through. She didn't want you to be embarrassed in front of everyone. But you refused to appreciate her kindness. After you left today, someone came to the Marquis's residence. They brought 3 or 5 people and started smashing and kicking the front gate, yelling that they wanted to take back their wife, who had already consummated the marriage. You've disgraced the Marquis's residence completely. Oh. So did Lady Marquis investigate who those 3 to 5 people were? Good for nothing. Such small-minded behavior. Not even understanding you should never air family scandals outside. They actually kept people outside the door. Never mind. Let's see how the Z family reacts. If they're useless, then there's no need to waste any more time on them. Jir has suffered for years. Having someone caring and attentive by his side, who can carry on the family line, that's enough. Ziyuji, stop pretending here. If you don't enter the door today, then never come back again. Mother-in-law, you say that. I do want to come in. But your people have surrounded my carriage. How am I supposed to get in? Auntie, did you hear some idle gossip? Letting the maids cause chaos in the bridal chamber was one thing. Now you're trying to stir things up based on a few baseless words. Just trying to sow discord. And you dare to argue back? Those people were the bandits you encountered that day. They're still at the residence. If you don't believe it, go face them directly. Young Lord Song, are you out of your mind or something? My husband fought tooth and nail to suppress the bandits. His body is covered with countless scars. And you, as his younger brother, you still welcome guests, keeping those bandits in the residence. Aren't you afraid the ancestors of the Song family will know about this, so furious they'd jump out of their coffins? Truly a disgrace to the family. The Marquis's reputation has been ruined by you, useless thing. Outrageous. Who is outrageous? My husband suffered all those wounds. Was it so you could treat those bandits as honored guests? The honors my husband earned with his life. How did he end up raising a family of ungrateful people? Such a bunch of thankless wolves. Looks like we need to settle accounts soon. Let's stop wasting money on these heartless folks. Save the money, and we'd be better off hiring a reputable doctor to attend and treat us. Ryuji, you're slandering me. Those people aren't bandits at all. Oh, they're not bandits. Then tell me, mother-in-law, who are they? Fine. The Marquis's residence owes its food, clothing, everything, almost entirely to Songji's military honors. Exchanged for all these things, barely holding on. Chan Yaohua can't manage things. They've been running a deficit for years. Without Songji, they would have starved long ago. Well, Ziyujin, I finally understand now why you insisted on marrying the eldest son. Turns out you were after his money. You vicious woman, stirring up trouble between mother and son as soon as you walked in. What are your real intentions? My husband isn't the Marquis. Now that he's married, his ledgers and lands should naturally be managed by me. There's no reason for you to keep handling them. Last time, Chan Yaohua said Songji's condition made him unable to manage, so she took all his lands and shops for herself. The accounts were always made in duplicate. At first, she only secretly took some money to pave the way for Songzun. Ziyujian, stop stirring up trouble here. Stirring up trouble? Young Lord Song, if you think I'm wrong, bring out the accounts and let everyone compare them. Look at the Marquis's expenses over the years, and see how much came from my husband's military honors. Well said. Last time, Chan Yaohua at first only dared to secretly take some money. Then she realized Songji hardly checked, so she quietly shifted everything to Songzun's name. All the dowry and wedding expenses for Songzun's marriage came from Songji's assets. Last time, when Songji was driven out, he didn't have a penny. I've seen plenty of people who eat their fill, and then curse the very hand that fed them. But to do it so brazenly, that's a first for me. Even those wives of Songji had been manipulated by Lady Marquis. She scoured so-called tonics and sent them over, wanting outsiders to know that Songji was in poor health. Just thinking about all this makes my stomach turn. By the law of our dynasty, anyone who shelters a criminal is punished as an accomplice. If you harbor bandits, you'll be flogged 30 times and exiled 1,000 miles. Mother, do you think the military honors of the Marquis's residence are too much? Does the old matriarch know you've acted this way? Take your hand off. In other words, with your actions. Does the old matriarch know? This is clearly trouble you've brought upon us. Don't you dare try to pin such heavy charges on Zan and me. Is the trouble really caused by me? Bring out those people. We'll find out soon enough. Bring them out. Then, I'll say this. No Z family woman should be humiliated for no reason. And it happened twice. So Spring Peach went straight to the Dolly Temple to report, asking Dolly Temple to send an official as witness. If this matter has nothing to do with me, I can't let anyone turn around and falsely accuse me and spread baseless rumors. The Marquis's reputation would suffer, and it would disgrace the imperial decree for the marriage. What a calculating girl. This clearly is a family matter, yet with just a few words she's taking it to the Dolly Temple. If something enrages the emperor, the old matriarch won't let me get away with it. What are you all standing around for? Stop her. If anyone disobeys, there will be no mercy. I'd like to see who dares. Mother, are you still going to stop me? If what mother-in-law says is true, invite an official in to investigate the case. That will prove my innocence. Why are you scared, young lord? Is this whole thing made up just to frame me? Afraid you'll be exposed. When I was in the women's quarters, I heard from maids that Auntie treated my husband extremely well. But seeing it for myself today, it doesn't really seem that way. Seems like you're eager to ruin me, so my husband can't hold his head up in the capital. All these years, she appeared to care for Songji, all to win a good reputation as virtuous in the capital, hoping for the title of a virtuous lady. Yet, with just a few words from me, all the years she spent maintaining that reputation have been exposed as schemes to crush Songji. She became cruel out of anger, and doesn't care about Spring Peach or Dolly Temple anymore. Z Yujin, you haven't explained your own scandals yet. Didn't you say you married my son with your honor intact? If so, I'll have these people confront you directly. This rope tying their hands is too sloppy. These criminals are dangerous. Their hands are stained with blood. Lady Marquis, aren't you worried that if they're not guarded tightly, they might suddenly hurt someone in the residence? You stop making threats here. Mother, you're bold indeed. Harboring mountain bandits. The law is 30 floggings. Exile 1,000 miles. Mother, do you mean to ruin the century-old reputation of the loyal and brave Marquis's residence? Because of these few people? Since Auntie brought the people, let's have the officials come. Just in front of all the citizens of the capital. Let's make everything clear.